it's so worth it, so make it. I'm Claudie, and today's tutorial goes out to all apple pie lovers everywhere. That's right, today I'm going to show you how to make cranberry apple hand pies. Done 3 different ways, and it is awesome. I can't wait to show you. So before we get started though, let me show you the ingredients you're going to need for this recipe. Assembled in front of us, let me show you how to begin. The first thing we want to do is combine our sugar, apples, and cranberries, and apple pie spice into a bowl and mix them up. And we'll just let these sit for a little while we roll out our dough. Now we'll put a little bit of flour down on our board so we can roll out our pastry dough. And you can buy in the store, in the freezer section, pie crusts that are already pre-made. Just follow the package instructions on those. You can use this for this recipe, that's fine. But I like to make my own pastry crust, and if you'd like the recipe for that, please click here. All right. Now we're going to roll out our dough, and at this time it's probably a great idea to preheat your oven to 350 degrees before you get too far. And we're going to roll out our dough now to about 1/4 inch thick. And this crust is enough for 2 sections of pie, so the top crust and the bottom crust. All right, now we've got our pie crust all flattened out and rolled out. Now we can start cutting out our shapes. Okay, so I'm going to show you 3 different types. So the first type I'm going to make is just the plain kind. It's just got cranberry and the apple filling, no problem. And that shape I'm going to make square. That way I can remember which one is which. So all you do is simply cut out your dough, then save your scraps. You can re-roll those and make more. Into some square shapes. And they don't have to be perfect. Don't worry about it if they're not. Okay, there's one for my plain. And then for my Brie, I'm going to make those round. And I'll make 2 of those. And for my caramel apple, I'll make those heart-shaped because I love those. And we'll make 2 of those. Okay, perfect. Now gather up your excess dough. Don't worry, if something like that happens, you can just tear it off, tuck it in. It's not a big deal. And then we'll save that dough and we can re-roll it out again and make some more pies. Okay, so first things first. Some people like to do a little bit of egg wash just around the edges when they want to seal their little hand pies. I find that a bit tedious, so I'm going to brush the entire bottom of mine so I don't have to do just the edges. And it's going to be fine. Don't worry about that. Do that one now. Do these. Just brush it all over the bottom. It'll be lots easier to seal when you get to that part. Okay, so for our plain, just going to take a spoonful of your filling and place it on the bottom, the one that you brush with the egg wash. Just like this. And a little more, because I like mine plump. There, perfect. Then you take the top part, and I like to stretch the top out just a little bit because you want it a little bit bigger than your bottom one. There we go. And then you're just going to set it on top. And then you can get your fork and just crimp it down, just like that. No problem. Real easy. Perfect. All done. If it comes out the sides, don't worry about that. They may break in the oven. It's not a problem. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I'll pick this up and put it on our tray. Good. Now let's do our Brie. Now this recipe was inspired by the baked Brie, you know, with the jam and the nuts inside of the puff pastry. I just love that. But I wanted a smaller portion, so I thought, why not make a hand pie with the same ingredients? And it works out perfectly. So you're just going to take a piece of your Brie and set it down in the middle of the bottom part of your dough. I'll move this one over. And then a spoonful of your filling right on top. Now the reason I don't put the Brie on top of the filling is because we need to cut vents in this top crust of these things. And I found out that the cheese gets in the way of that, so put the Brie on the very bottom and the fruit over. Okay, now I'm gonna stretch this one out just a little bit more so I can put it over the top. There we go. Place it on top, crimp it down. You can also just simply push it down with your fingers. That's fine too. I like the little decorative crimp that it makes with the fork. Okay, then we'll put that on our tray. Now, the caramel apple. This one is my favorite. Super easy. Some filling. Right in the middle. And these are just pieces of caramel candies that I cut up into quarters. And put about 4 pieces, which is 1 candy, on top, inside with that fruit. Oh, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to try that. And same procedure again, just make this a little bit bigger. Where are you trying to go? Trying to escape? No, no one escapes from me. Okay, put it on the top. Crimp it down, just like we did the other ones. We can scoop it up, put it on our tray. One more. Spoon fruit. Some caramel pieces. Depending on how much caramel you like, that's going to determine how much you want to put on there. I like a lot, so I put a whole one of them on there. Okay, bring this out a little bit, put it on top, crimp it down. Easy, no problem. Then we're going to put it on our tray. Okay, now we need to do a couple finishing touches before we can put this in the oven. All right, so we've got our pies on our tray. Just check to make sure that they're sealed. If they come apart, just press them together again. It's not a problem. And what we're going to do next is we're going to brush the tops of these with a little bit more egg wash, because we want them to be golden when they come out of the oven. There we go. Just give them a little brush. Then we can sprinkle them with a little sugar. Now you can get fancy, you can get colored sugar, you can do any kind of sugar that you like. This is just some turbinado sugar that I happen to have. Just sprinkle the tops. Just like that. Perfect. Now, the last thing we have to do is cut a couple of little vents so that the steam can escape when it's cooking. So just a couple slits here and there. On each one. And that's it. We'll put these in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes. And depending on how brown you want them, you might leave them in a little bit longer, closer to the 40-minute mark. If you want them less brown, then take them out right around 30 minutes. Okay, now that our pies are out of the oven, they baked in there for about 35 minutes to get to this nice golden brown color, and I let them cool on a rack for about 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, they're still warm. That's the best time to eat them, but they're not too hot, so you can handle them at that point. Okay, let's cut into these and see how they look inside. I'm so excited. This is my favorite part. All right, we'll do the plain one first, and we'll just cut it in half. And see how it looks. Oh, it's beautiful. You can really see the jewel tones of the cranberries in there, and the apples look like they're perfectly cooked, and the crust looks amazing. That is beautiful. All right, there's that one. Now for the Brie. Let's do that one next. Our cranberry apple Brie. Oh, perfect. Now the Brie has melted in there and it's sort of disappeared when you look at that, but it is in there and it tastes really awesome. Oh, this is just beautiful looking. The crust is just amazing. Wow, awesome. 2 for 2. There we go. Now, this one is my personal favorite, the caramel apple cranberry pie. And let's cut this one in half. Take a look inside. Oh, look at that. You can see the caramel in there. We can just move that crust out of the way. There it is. Oh, it's so good looking. Oh, I think I'm going to eat this one. So, there we have it. Cranberry apple hand pies done 3 ways, plain, with Brie, and with caramel. And I hope everyone will enjoy these hand pies as much as I do. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.